Gleep, glop, and the... Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our Smite presentation. We're in the semifinals of our bracket, and we have Gleep, Gloop, and the Floppy Don'ts.
What does that mean?
I mean, it's a team of players that we know. And once we get into picks and bans, we will get into there, and I'm just going to call them GGFD. But they're up against 5 Angry Men, who we haven't seen for a while. This time around, Shadow Q, who we haven't seen play for so long, and there's a lot of tarnish on this 5 AM name. But I, for one, am just excited to see Shadow Q play. It's been a long time, Hindu Man. He was sort of locked on that Dignitas roster without being able to play, and now he's team solo mid Shadow Q, and because of the ping difference, we don't really get to see him play. He's more of a behind-the-scenes coach type figure.
He's the coach manager now for TSM, because Zimstar's now stepped in as the main AD carry hunter role, so that's permanent now as well, confirmed, so that's why Shadow Q is now full-time coach and analyst for TSM. But when he's not doing that, he likes to join other teams. I was going to say join Gleep Gloop and the Floopy Doops, but it's not that. He's actually on 5 Angry Hindus. 5 Angry Men. 5
Angry Hindus is a much different team.
That's tomorrow. Yeah.
And just so you know, they didn't sign up this time around, but there is a team out there in North America called the 5 Very Dogs that have my icon as their icon. So we've got the 5 Angry Hindus and the 5 Very Dogs.
We just need the 5 Wild Unicorns, and then Brett's got one too then as well. It would be perfect.
Just a little bit.
The 3 amigos. Someone get on that. 5 people who like Cret. That could be really painful. Like, if everyone was like, nah, I'm good, thanks. But if you could find 5 people that wanted it, 5... What was it? Rampaging Unicorns, I said, or something like that? That'll do. That sounds good. Let's go. We're waiting for these teams to get into picks and bans, and when they are underway, we'll be talking about them. But this is a semi-final game. And in the other semi-final going on right now, F-Dot, it is Fat Chunks versus the Rambozos, which is... That's pretty hype.
That's a good old-fashioned shoot down. We saw that in the wild cards. Those are good fights. Fat Chunks are always a pleasure to watch. They do a lot of cool stuff. And they have a decent amount of talent on their team, despite having to carry Cyclone Spin through everything. But coming out on the side of Rambozos, you know, we saw the Clowns last time around, and they played well. So I'm almost upset that we're not watching that one, Hindu Man, but this next one coming up is extremely exciting.
We've got the Flippy Doopy Gloopy Gloops, you know? We've got the Gloopy Flippy Gloppy Gloops. Yeah, I mean, what a team name, you know?
Yeah,
like,
we have
I want to know, how did they think up that name? Who sat there and went, guys, what should we call our team? Was someone eating a sandwich or something at the same time? Gloopy Sleep. Is that what happened?
I mean,
honestly,
that's what it
feels like.
Honestly, it's an interesting lineup. Who do we have on this lineup, actually? We have, should we spoil it? No, we'll wait until picks and bans. We should be getting into picks and bans in just a little bit, though, coming into it. So we'll catch that very soon, rather.
Ah, we're in. Finally! I don't think we could have stalled much longer, F-Dot. There was nothing left for us to talk about. So we were stalling for time for these guys to actually click the start game button. But luckily they did. And now we are here.
Oh, there's always stuff to stall about. The European LAN is coming up next weekend. North American LAN is coming up the weekend after that. But we're into picks and bans. 5 Angry Men will be on the right side of your spectator UI, while Gleep Glop and the... will be on the left.
Floopy Flops?
It's the Floopy Dudes.
Gleep Glock and the 5 Angry Men. It reads straight across the screen. Gleep Glop and the 5 Angry Men.
Gleep Glop and the Floopy Dudes. Say it correct, or Derpy Bear will get very mad. And that's right, she'll be mad because the lineup is, now that we're into picks and bans, Gleep Glop and the Floopy Dudes, Barracuda, Andinster, Eonic, Snoopy, and Omegatron. 5 names from the Pro League, all on different teams. Remember, roster locks are not initiated for this one, so it's going to be an interesting match.
It's basically like the worst 5 guys that are going to the NA LAN, right? That's generally what they've done here. They're just like, yeah, whatever, just throw a team together. This is the only thing we're going to win. Kappa, I'm saying that now before anyone gets upset with me, who supports those teams. Jeez, I know what the North Americans are like on their team. ISIS banned away by Gleep Glop. 5 Angry Men, their decision to ban. Blah.
Yeah. We got the ISIS ban.
What we're going to see? What you expect?
Coming out from 5 AM.
Don't cheat! Don't cheat! Don't cheat! I saw you cheating. I saw you cheating.
I honestly don't know. I figure they're gonna take a look at Barracuda. I probably would just ban Barracuda out. I would, well, not about banning him out, but Barracuda likes to complain that nobody ever lets him play Apollo.
Play Apollo. Mm.
I would ban Apollo first ban.
I'd do that too, just because. Just because I'm like, well, you want to play Apollo? You want to play Apollo? Nah, nope. I'm good.
No Apollo for you.
I think the worst thing is that when he actually plays with Cognitive as well, is that Apollo gets left open sometimes, right? But they don't first pick it for him. They don't first pick it from him, and then the enemy team goes, we knew you weren't going to first pick it, and now we're going to take it away from you. Up so kept underway by the 5 angry men, back over to Gleep Glop.
And the
flippy flop.
doos.
And the flippy flop, the floopy doop. Oh, I
So
was
we're
saying the
gonna
flip flops. I don't know why. Flip flops.
I wonder who we're going to see ban out secondly. We're going to see Thanatos and his 7% pick ban rate and his 30% win rate.
Yeah, but that's in SPL, right? That's SPL's
we're
not
out of the
porn.
SPL, so
We're not in SPL anymore.
13% in the SPL. So
technically never picked in this special 1-week tournament.
that's
so
true.
far.
Thanatos has never been picked in the semifinals of this one-shot tournament that we've never
He's
done
got
before.
100% win and loss record right now. I'm just saying.
No,
Don't diss him. Leave him alone. You used to like him. You used to like him.
Thanatos is on a real statement as we see the raw band come out from 5 Angry Men. Thanatos is an extremely potent niche character that requires a lot of variables to be ticked and a lot of important, careful play from the player itself. Unfortunately, we usually just see IRAF feed with him instead of something actually happen like that. So
raw banned out by 5 angry men, which leaves Geb up, Sylvanas up, Freya up, Nuar up, Thor up, Thor being hovered. But there's a lot of gods that are available.
Thor is going to be first picked for Gleep Glop and the Floopy Doos.
I'm expecting Apollo. I'm
that's
expecting Apollo to be picked by 5 angry men.
I really did. I mean, you got Barracuda, so there's that. But Thor. So where are these players going to be playing? We assume that. So if they were to play according to their regular positions, we would see Barracuda, Eniotic in the long lane, Anister in the jungle, Snoopy, I guess, playing mid, even though he's a hunter, and Omegatron in the solo lane. I guess you could put Snoopy on Vulcan. Because Snoopy Vulcan ADCs a lot, but something tells me we're not going to see these players really do the old roles. I think we're going to see a little bit of a shake-up. They're going to shake it up. Like
yeah, I think that's the whole plan. Well, Sylvanas picked up by 5 angry men. They did hover onto Apollo just to shut up Barracuda, saying, you're not going to play it again. We're not going to let you. It'll be interesting to see if Barracuda chooses to play Apollo just because he can for the first time ever in one of these tournaments where he's getting casted, or he'll go for something unconventional because Gleep Glop and the Flippy Flops, they seem to like to do the unconventional. Floopy doos, flippy flops, tomatoes, potatoes, potatoes. Tequilas, tequilas. I don't know where else to go with that, but Poseidon now being hovered over, that's not something we see every day. However, I think he's very underestimated at the moment, is that one god of the sea.
Poseidon is fun. I think Poseidon is countered easily. But Poseidon, honestly, I really like Poseidon coming out of the jungle. Poseidon coming out of the jungle and in the middle lane can do a lot. It's one of MLC Stealth's old favorites, so as there's a lot of cognitive on this Gleep Glop and the Floopy Doos, I think there's a little bit of MLC Stealth in their thought process of saying, no, Poseidon's still good. Please, guys, trust me. Please, let me pick Poseidon. So maybe they're just picking Poseidon this time around to show MLC Stealth that we could pick him, but you can't.
Well, they've got to hover it for now. Geb gets locked in as well. Now they're hovering Neath. Now, this is unusual. However, with Sylvanas, this lane is ridiculous in the duo if it's run there, because Sylvanas has roots, 2 of them in fact, 1 on his passive and obviously 1 from his kit. Neath also has roots. She also has sustain. So does Sylvanas. They're never gonna die ever. And you're never gonna move ever.
So have you ever seen Barracuda stream much?
Not as much as I'd like to, just because of the time zones.
Well, I will say Barracuda is, personal taste, but Barracuda is a fantastic dude, and a fantastic stream. But one of the things, the reason I bring it up, as we see our counterbands come out, Habwa and Anubis, 5 Angry Men finally embraced the fact that they don't have to go super try hard, and they ban Anubis. I guess they think Kret's on the enemy team, or Bart, either way. Both the only two Anubis players in the world, because, what was his name? Yeah, whatever. There was another one that played him. But anyway, Barracuda streams Poseidon ADC a lot.
Did you just say what was his name about NQ?
No, not NQ.
Oh, I was about to be offended.
No.
Like,
it was an old European player that wasn't named Toot. It was an old European player. Sprayarn, that's who it was.
Okay.
But Poseidon ADC is something that Barracuda actually does and actually wins with. So.
Well, Agony being hovered over, 5 Angry Men taking a long time about that one, unlocking that one in. Does look like it's been locked in now, so it's going to be Agony back over to Gleep, Glop. I'm not going to say the rest. Orama being hovered over now. It looks like we messed up. Why no Apollo? Why no Apollo?
You know, I guess...
Has Barracuda got a secret strat for Apollo that we're not allowed to see until LAN? Is that the issue here?
Yeah, I mean, just not...
Maybe.
No!
Maybe.
Take the ROM instead? Alright.
He's genius, right? Barracuda's not going to pick him because when the other teams watch this, they're like, yo, he didn't even pick it when he could, right? So they're not going to ban it at LAN. And then at LAN he can go, yo, boys, I did it. My trick worked. The Gleep Gloop and the Flippy Flops made it happen for me. I can now play Apollo for the first time ever. And now we're going to win and go to Worlds. It's a genius plan. It's genius.
It really is genius. It's definitely all a part of the plan. You're 100% correct. There's no way you're incorrect whatsoever. And 5 Angry Men are going to round out their lineup with a Mercury. So you have the Sylvanas Neath lane, most likely. Freya in the jungle, most likely. And then Agni and Mercury in the solo lane, most likely. I say most likely because there's big asterisks on all of these. So we'll take a look as we get into game in just a little bit, what these players will be playing and where they'll be playing. But I think the questions are bigger for Gleep Glop and the Floopy-Doos.
Well, I mean, they've got a good composition on paper. The only thing that's unusual is the Poseidon pick, I'd say, just because we don't see it that much overall. There's nothing worse. You know, there's nothing really bad about it. It's just not seen very often. But into game we go. And on the screen right now, you can see Snoopy is going to be in the jungle role and Insta. Looks like he's going to be playing the solo Hercules, Eonic. On Geb. Wow, Eonic, you really went out far and deep in your god pool in an unusual sort of position there, Eonic. I mean, looks like you really tried hard to think about doing something slightly different. Nope, Geb. Barracuda's on Rama, and Omegatron's going to be in mid as Poseidon. Across the way, what have we got from the 5 Angry Men left up?
5 Angry Men will have Shadow Q in the support role on that Sylvanas, and he'll be supporting the best good old teammates showing up with each other in their duo lane. So the best in Shadow Q, great friends. They'll be winning together. But level 1,
we're fighting the double route, the dash. There's a cripple that's going to force a disengage, and that's all she wrote.
That's it.
I was so excited. I was so excited for the double route, and then Poseidon goes, Whirlpool, I'm done, thanks.
So we're going to have the old Dignitas dual lane. Well, not the old dual lane, but the old Dignitas teammates. Shadow Q and the best making up their dual lane. Pain to Beyond will be in the... Honestly, here's the real deal. Pain and Shadow are going to lane together because Pain loves that Freya ADC. Shouts to Denial Universe. Homofey will be in the jungle on that Mercury, and then we're going to see a Neath solo come out of the best with Agni mid. Honestly, Neath solo, not a bad choice. Neath does have a lot of sustain, can do it, and the best has been playing solo for 5 AM for a while, so that's something that they can definitely handle for a while.
She still gets blue buff in the solo lane, so she's going to have the sustain from her Unravel as well. So she's got extra health there. She's got backflip for safety as well, especially if she gets caught out by the Hercules. You see a bit of a contestation between the mid camps. Overall, looks like an invade coming out. Homify's not had enough of this though, as Path of Flame comes out as well. They're looking for a big fight. Snoopy's really caught out there. He's going to drop down. Hercules has to back away. First blood, 5 Angry Men. But going back to Neath there, I thought Neath is not bad in the solo lane. Plus, one thing about solo lane, it's very isolated. You don't really get involved until you have to rotate a long way. Neath doesn't. She has that World Weaver. She can shoot that across the map, get involved in the fights.
I really like it. And this is, on a real note, Handyman, this is something that I really like. Putting a Neath Hunter in that lane, so that when it comes time for her to leave lane and start to kill towers, she could do that, and you could put a Freya or something else in the long lane. And you got a lot of ability there. Anderster's actually going to go in the solo lane this time around on that Hercules, so we'll see what he can do outside of the jungle.
Well, he finds
that driving strike. Left side, though,
got in favour of the blue buff. Ionic does look like he stole it away on that Geb, but the poke coming out from Paydivion on the Shadow Q, you got to respect those auto attack range from Shadow Q on that Sylvanas, doing a lot.
Yeah, nothing really came out of that left-hand side, but left mid-camps are still up, gets pinged out by one of the teams, so they know, but they don't know if they're going to go take it. Good banish on Ionic. Can they fight it, though? Pain's going to go ahead and aggress. No stun or root coming out from Shadow Q, so they're going to have to turn right back around.
Speed Invade coming out as well onto 5 Angry Men from Gleep Glop. Trying to put the pressure on Snoopy, and Andy's going to force to reset there. Back in with left. Talk about the left lane a little bit here as well. After we've not really done it, Sylvanas Freya. One of the weaknesses of Freya early game is she banishes and gets a good root off from Shadow Q as the Wisps come out as well. Is the fact that Freya has issues with the early game clear, and that's exactly one thing these auto attacks from Shadow Q can help out with. Pain's in trouble.
Pain's in a lot of trouble. Anister's way deep, getting pushed back on the right-hand side. So we'll take a look at that. Good invade. They're coming back for it. Snoopy and Anister return for the speed buff. So Home of Fade tries to make something happen, but really can't. Was just forced back already. Meanwhile, Neath just waiting here for Anister. They see him. They're going to collapse. The best is here. Can he backflip? Does backflip. And no grip from Anister. So
that Earthbreaker was so close.
Very
if that would have
close.
connected, that would have been game over for him, but he did survive for now. But speed buff stolen away from Mercury. That's definitely one buff you want to take away from left hand side. Still fighting going on between Paydivion and Shadow Q, but the sustain from the Wisps helping them to continue to stay in this lane, even though Paydivion low on mana and also low on HP as well. He will have the sustain to stay a little bit longer.
So, those of you at home that remember the Denial team coming back from the launch tournament, it was Jeff Hindla and Paydivion in the long lane, and at some point, they just stopped playing Hunters, and they just picked Freya Hunter. And this was before the Freya Hunter was really, like, accepted, and it was just Pain every game, playing Freya and going hyper-aggressive and, well, dying a lot. But with Shadow Q able to heal, it might be a little bit different, but expect to see this hyper-aggression coming out from the 5 Angry Men long lane. Paydivion is not going to let up on the gas. He will just play this Freya over and over again.
Well, one thing of note is the mid camps were offset because of the start and the big fight we had, and the right camp did go in favour of Gleep Glop. So we're not going to have the usual level 3-minute fight that generally happens because the left camp's going to take a lot longer to spawn. That's why we saw 5 Angry Men, Shadow Q and Paydivion actually stay in the lane. You didn't see Shadow Q rotate in this part of the map this time round. So it's going to be a bit lax on the aggression that we'd normally see. Maybe when the left camp comes up we might see something.
Might see something for those left camps. Left camps will be up before the right camps, but not on the anticipated timer, so that'll be a little bit of a change right there. And taking a look at Omegatron, the solo laner come middle lane. Handling it well. Poseidon is one of the characters that he plays very well in the solo lane and able to transition to the middle lane just a little bit easier, but we actually referenced it earlier, right? Omega and MOC Stealth have a similar god pool, and they can sort of switch positions. But right-hand side, Anister in a completely different position.
Yeah, he's really deep, going aggressive onto Homie in the jungle once again. And what he's trying to do is abuse Neath. Neath is very squishy, she's got to watch her position at all times. And you can see that Andinster, with that tanky Hercules and Ionic on the warpath with him, can keep the pressure on, and they're looking to steal away the blue buff. And with 3 members, now 4 with Omega rotating over here, there's not a whole lot 5am can do about this, but look what they're doing in response after Gold Fury.
Yep, I love that choice. They see the rotation coming out, and Ionic, Omega, and Snoopy realize it, and they're trying to make their way over here. This early, though, it's just about to 30 HP. They get it, and gets the kill. Snoopy lands on Shadow Q. He's going to kill him as well. 5 Angry Men, they go ahead and they take the Gold Fury, but at how much? What cost? I have to just say it.
You had to say it. You didn't have a choice. You put yourself in that boat. You had to say it. 3 deaths.
I carved my own boat.
Is the cost. Experience-wise, Gleep Glop have it with 1700. Gold-wise, 5am with a small lead of 400 gold. Now they're going to also lose the blue buff, so that gold lead is going to shrink even further. So Gleep Glop, even though 5am got the Gold Fury, it didn't pay off for them whatsoever.
Nope, like you said, they wound up with 3 kills to 1. That's going to look good. And taking a look at the graph, it's still an even game. So Gold Fury goes to 5 Angry Men, and the lead goes to them. But the 3 kills bring it right back, and now they only lead by about 200, which is not a lead at all. So I love to watch that though on the graph. I love to just see the up, down, up come out from these teams.
Omega. Needs to watch his position in here. Mace went aggressive. He knew he had Mercury on the backside, but going to be able to back away for now. Chose not to. Speed buff being taken down by Snoopy in the jungle. Checking again with the best on this Neef level 8. Doesn't get hit by the Earthbreaker. That's a nice backflip off though, just in case that did connect. She's working on the Heartseeker here, which I like being picked up on this solo Neef, just because her ultimate is based off power. It does have a decent scale into it, 120% of your physical power in your World Weaver. So by her stacking for full damage in this lane after, it means that those ultimates are really going to sting.
Yeah, those ultimates are going to hurt very, very, very much. And they have to watch out for that damage. Right-hand side, Gold Camp going to Homofay. And he's going to go ahead and pick up those mids. Got the ultimate primed, looking for Omega. Not going to get the stun, is Mace in the face. He's going to miss that base stun. There comes the Kraken, but it's avoided perfectly by the red team. Good pull coming out from Shadow Q, and that's going to settle the death. The best all the way from solo lane goes ahead and gets that kill right here without the ultimate. Now here comes Ionic looking for more. Him and Snoopy are right here, but not able to pick off anything. One kill go to the Angry Men with 5 on their roster. And 3 to 2 lead the kills.
Pain's in a lot of trouble. He's going to try and juke out. Now he's going to take this guy with Valkyrie. This is going to land just after Rama. Just in time. Rama's lasts a little bit longer because it takes a little bit longer for him to get into the air. As you can see, the Valkyrie did buy some time. So Barracuda could not find all 3 shots, but he gets some free lane pressure. They can try and go for this tier 1 tower here. They were thinking about it, but Snoopy was hanging. But Barracuda says, no, bro, I want to go back to base. I've got items to buy.
Definitely wants to go pick up those items. All about the scaling. He's all about that base as he hits B to head back to his base.
Did you really say that? I'm done. Mace in the face in a lot of trouble in his own jungle as Snoopy has put some pressure on Shadow Q though. Got to try and turn this around. It was a good route, but he's not going to follow up with the pull. Decides not to for the time being. Hercules still putting pressure onto Neef in this lane, but the best with that World Weaver, so with that backflip, able to sustain back up with the Unravel once again if she does take a bit of poke. And that's one benefit she has of not having to go into Devour's Gauntlet. That Unravel heals her up a lot. Great route coming out onto Anderson. Anderson's caught out of position here. He pops mitigate wounds very, very late. I don't know if he's going to save the day because Mercury's here as well. Mercury only needs one more hit. Well, Weaver is being channeled. Is he going to find the connection? He is now. The best gets a kill.
The best yet again gets the kill. That's going to be a 2-0-0, and he is going major damage. He's going to be stacking that. Mace in the face very low, but on the right-hand side, Thor looking for more. And Snoopy, he's going to have to get out, but can he? He uses a hammer to try and get the kill at the last minute, and he doesn't. I like that decision, though. The best, he's building Heartseeker. So if Snoopy got that kill and died himself, it would have been worth it because it would have reset those stacks to about just below 20. Doesn't happen, so he just dies instead.
When someone picks a Heartseeker, that's one thing you have to think about. It's like a clock, basically. When that clock hits time, you have to take it down, otherwise it's going to do more damage. Right. If you keep resetting the clock, then it's not going to do as much damage overall. Barracuda, though, on the left, really putting a lot of pressure on Pain Divion, who's been left isolated a lot in this lane now. Shadow Q's not been able to stay around as much. He's been rotating mid to try and help out the Agony, but it's not really worked out. Pain Divion, level 9, level 10 of Barracuda, and he's losing a bit of his farm to the tower.
Yeah, I mean, that's to be expected. The Rom just has so much better clear potential than the Freya. Freya really has to start to look for the fights, and it's just not something she can handle. Blue buff is going to be looked at, and Ionic actually gets it, but a pull from Shadow, and they're going to look for more onto Ionic, but here comes Barra, and Pain stuck under the tower, so Five Finger Man's going to respect the fact that their hunter's under control. Back off, while Anister gets a solo kill in the solo lane, resetting those stacks. 21 will read Heartseeker when he responds.
Back to left-hand side, Shadow Q caught out, wall comes out, double tap connects, Snoopy's there, Yannick blinks in, gonna get the Cataclysm off onto 2 people. Pain Divion gets hit really hard, he's got the Valkyrie though to avoid the second snipe. Third one's not going to be down in time, he looks for the damage onto Homifay. Everybody lives for now, and that blue buff still stays alive. Both the mid laners were looking for a rotation there, chose not to when they saw the aggression was gone, but looks like Bleep Block might be able to steal away the blue buff. Can Agony do anything about this and the rest of the team?
Five Finger Man pick up the tower, looking for more. Thor's in the air. He's going to land on the back line right on the Pain Divion. He's going to get that kill. Shadow's very low. Well, there's the ult from the best, but it's going to be blocked. Fantastic play. While Snoopy picks up the enemy jungler. Mace comes over, picks up Barracuda. No harm, no foul. Here comes Omega. Run! Great Kraken's not going to hit anybody, so maybe not so great that time around. And Shadow Q gets away. No harm, no foul. Kills are now tied 6-6 as it reads. And the score about even. 42 gold leads the blue team, so that's not a lead at all. This game is neck and neck. We are tied right down the middle.
It really, really is close between these two teams right now, but everyone getting involved in it. The experience slightly marginally in favour of Gleep Glop, but that's not that big right now in terms of how the game's going. One Gold Fury down in the favour of 5 Angry Men as well. All towers still standing. The only one that's really taking punishment are the ones of 5 Angry Men. The best eats another driving strike to the face and backflips away. Should be able to sustain off the next minion wave with the unravel on that weave on the ground. So he'll be okay for now, but Mercury floating in the wings here. Maybe we'll see a gank onto Andinster, who pops out mitigate wounds prematurely. Homify goes in, immediately beats out from the special delivery, does Andinster. So that's going to be on cooldown for a few seconds.
Love the beads right there. That's just attention to knowing where that Mercury is. But those beads are going to be on cooldown now for a long time. It's just beads 1. So 160 seconds plus on those beads. He's going to have to watch out for the next gank, which will undoubtedly come, but left lane, this one will come first.
Well, Thor's up, Thor's down, Paydivion in trouble, going to get knocked up straight after. There's the Valkyrie forced out. There's a knock up from Shadowq coming out as well from his ultimate, trying to delay the time. The dots have applied, but the snipes are coming from Barracuda, or are they? Yes, he does find the third one, the second one doesn't connect, but here comes Mercury. There's a big ultimate coming through, only hitting onto Ionic. On the backside of that, though, you can see Mace in the face with the nice bombs raining down. Will Weaver comes off and hits Ionic. Snoop is the focus target from Mace in the face, but the Kraken is on from a Megatron, but the Aegis out again from Mace in the face. Shadowq still on the front line, trying to tank up for his team. Full disengage, a 1-for-0 exchange. Only Paydivion goes down to the hands of Barracuda.
They're finding Pain a lot. 1-3 and 1 read his slash line. All members of Gleep Club are very low, including on the right-hand side. Anderson picks up the best behind his tower. One more time, Hercules versus Neath just working out so well for this blue team today, and Anderson just killing it out of position. And meanwhile, 5 Angry Men again going to look for the Gold Fury.
Maybe a Megatron could do something here. He's forcing the resets off this team because they know the Gleep Glop are going to come back one more time. You know, like it's online, so force disengage. But talking about this, you know, this solo lane that's going on here, we're seeing at the moment the best. Oh, sorry, big engage in middle lane as we can see a lot of aggression coming out. Whirlpool is down and Homify is stuck in it, so he can't escape. Snoopy cleans out with the spin to win. Paydivion trying to find a Megatron, trying to get those pulse damages off. Looks like he should find most of it. He needs 1-2 auto attacks maybe. Maybe the tree can pick it up. Paydivion does finally find a good stun coming out from Mace to the face, and now you're going to see Paydivion trying to get away, but Barracuda on the backside is doing crunching work. Shadowq's in trouble as well now, trying to kite away. Snoopy ended up not finding the collapse, but forcing Mace to the face to back off.
Mace to the face dashed out of that Thor dunk.
Just that
was incredible. Incredible. Just perception and understanding where he needs to be and what he needs to do. The best is here to try to provide some resistance for this Gold Fury attempt, but I think it's a bad look for him. Backflips down, and so is he, as Snoopy gets the kill with Moldar's attunement. They're going to go ahead and continue this Gold Fury. They push an entire wave of minions onto the right-hand solo lane tower. They pick up the Gold Fury. They pick up a couple of kills, and now they are sufficiently in the lead. Great wall just to prevent Homofade from really getting any crafty ideas. And Snoopy and the rest of his team are going to go ahead and back off, but we're going to see the first lead of the game. Hinduman, 3,200 gold, the first effective lead of the game, so looking good for Gleep Gloop and the Floopy Dudes.
Oh, Hercules is in a bit of trouble on this right side, going to get banished up, and then into the damage from Mace to the face. Mega Moon's going to buy some time. Oh, that ultimate did not connect from Homifade, but Andis is still surviving. Good driving strike to buy some time. He's actually going to throw the boulder out as the bomb raised out. The damage return was great. Valkyrie is up as well. Here comes the World Weaver coming across the map as well. The best going to get the kill. No, it's not. It's going to be the Path of Flames and Payndivion's auto attacks to bring down Andinster, who was technically 4v1ing there. Ow.
Andinster really bringing Hercules to light. I love what he did right there. Just able to turn and didn't quite make it, but a real good show coming out from our god of strength over there. Pain very low. Snoopy went into the air.
Minions, bro.
No. So Snoopy went into the air trying to hit Pain, and then he realized he just couldn't hit Pain. So he landed on the minions. Interesting play coming out from Snoopy on the right-hand side as Barracuda fights Shadowq all by himself on the left.
Yeah, keeping the pressure on there. The best a little bit low again, but he's got the support of Homify behind him. He's going to use the Unravel to heal up. It's another double tap, though, and that might be all she wrote, as he beats the root, but now the throw lands with the special delivery 1-for-1 trade on that side of the map, and left Barracuda's now got to run away. As you can see, Pain Divion return to that side. But talking about this solo lane again, I want to keep talking about the solo lane, and I can't because they keep fighting because the blue buff's under contention now with a Cataclysm. Barracuda's looking for Shadow Q to bring him down, but the banish from Pain Divion says no, not today. But he's still not finished. Barracuda still wants blood. The wisps come out from Shadow Q, the heals are out, and that's all she wrote for that engagement, unless Pain Divion and Barracuda continue trading.
With Geb and 2 levels, Barracuda is able to box Pain Divion, and that's a Rom versus a Freya. That Freya's thing is supposed to be that you can't box her, but
it's supposed to be.
2 levels and a Geb shield.
Yep,
you can box her.
That's all it takes. Now that we've got a moment, one thing to note: the best had 2 kills in this lane advantage over Andister. He got the kill when he used Will Weaver across the map. He also got a solo kill onto Andister as well. But then Andister came straight back and solo killed the best. And he's now winning this lane. He's now just taken the tower down as well, as we say that. And now he's in full control of this lane. He's performed really well. And that 4-man engagement was really good, considering that he almost killed 2 members in that fight.
You know, the only thing I really want to pose a question, or even I guess criticize would be the word, out of Annister's build. Looking at actives, okay, he's picked up beads, and what is that second active he has?
Your right tower is under attack.
It's not meditation.
I don't think it's meditation. No.
It's not meditation. I would like to see that blue phase.
Are we upset that it's not meditation? Really? Are you one of those? Are you one of those?
Meditation on Hercules?
You're one of those. Blink
Blinky
into Ionic in mid lane. Cataclysm going to connect with 3 members. Mace on the face. Aegis is out. The Kraken as Thor takes to the sky. Shadow Q trying to attack up the front line. Great root grenade, but Pain Divion gets dug by Snoopy, who took up. Shadow Q going to back away. The wall taps onto Pain Divion. He does get the Valkyrie up though to return some damage back. Still going to live. Homify with the ultimate across. Going to find Snoopy, but the shield from Ionic saves the day. Everyone's still alive. And we're going to get full disengage, or are, because the best is here with the root. The fight is still breaking out as the boulder comes out across the back, hitting only Homify. And this is not done though. He wants an Earthbreaker, does not find it, gets rooted in place for his trouble. Gonna take up the tower. No one's gonna die, but the pressure's still on for Gleep Glop.
Up in the air is Barracuda. Got 1, gets 2 on a Pain. That's all he needs for the kill. Gets the 3rd on a face to the face. Beautiful play. 2 kills, 1 ultimate. That's all he needs. Now he's looking at the best. He's going to go to the wayside of the solo lane Hunter. But now Annister is trying to provide some revenge for his friend. 15-10 read the kills, and Gleep Glop looking good. Picking up these mids, but Homoface still wants more. Gonna back off.
Did you see the ultimate? That ultimate from Barracuda, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take you, and I'm going to turn around and take you, and we're going to win the team fight because of it. Thank you very much. 15-10. Now, Gleep
love
Glop
it.
in the lead.
I love the fights. First of all, these 2 teams haven't stopped fighting since literally 30 seconds before the match started. That was when they started fighting.
Yep.
Minus 30 seconds. We're 19 minutes in, and we really haven't been able to analyze much Hindu Man because they just keep fighting.
Pretty much.
I love it. I
Pretty
love
much.
it so much.
Now we've got a second double stack coming out from the best. Devour's Gauntlets at 56 stacks. He's got to restack his Heartseeker after a couple of deaths, but it's not too far off being finished. Across the way, though, Barracuda has got Chins online to go with those Devour's Gauntlets, so it seems that Chin seems to be the new flavour at the moment in terms of some of the hunters here. Maybe the Unicorn build is starting to be seen more often.
Just maybe. A good scrum coming out in the middle lane, good ultimate coming out from Geb, and a better ultimate coming out from the Hercules as the Kraken's going to completely whiff. Mace to the face falls while Annister picks up Homofay as well. That's 2 for 0. The best ultimate is going to be completely unnecessary. Shadow Q gets taken down by the Hunter as well. That's a 3 for 0 trade. 2 members of the red team are still alive. 1 on the right, he's going back to base. 1 on the left, he's just going to wait and farm his blue buff. That is a free fire giant for Gleep Gloop Gloppity Flippy Floppity Doos and the Cognitive Bedoos, or whatever their name is. 18-10 is their lead, 20 minutes in.
I feel like I'm on a Cosby show right now. I'll tell you
Flippity Floppity Gloopity Gloppity.
Now they're looking for more blood as they rotate into the Gold Fury after taking the Fire Giant. Barracuda goes to the sky, looking for snipes. Zone him away. One snipe connects, two snipes do connect. He was looking for the best as well. Anderson closes the gap with Charging Strike, but Driving Strike does not find it though. Now it's going to be a Gold Fury for Gleep Glop as well. They're going to extend their lead even further. They're over 10,000 experience ahead now. This will put them well over 5,000 gold ahead as well. Gleep Glop, for a team that have just come together, they're coordinating pretty well.
I mean, so the reality of it is everybody on Gleep Glop and the Floopy Doos are a member of the Cognitive organization. So you've got Cognitive Gaming, you've got Cognitive Red, you've got Cognitive Boulders coming out from Anderson. But so they're the sister teams that have really combined to have some fun. But you know, at the end of the day, when you have some of the best, this is the first and second seed in the North American scene right now on one team. I mean, you're gonna see some success. Snoopy,
I'm just saying, if Cognitive Red and Cognitive Prime don't make it to LAN, this could be the new team we see next year. I'm just saying, that's a possibility.
I mean, you know,
Barracuda's
considered one of, if not the best at his position. Anderson's considered one of, if not the best at his position. Snoopy is lauded. Omega does a good job in the solo lane, and Eonic has really, Eonic is definitely most improved player without a doubt in my mind, and has really come to make a name for himself in the support role. So everybody on this team knows what to do individually, and when you're used to playing at a high level, it just comes together.
Andy catches best out of position, puts the pressure on. Shield comes out. There's another Earthbreaker connecting. Driving Strike does not, but the Boulder does. Unfortunately, it doesn't double tap, but with Ionic there and that Cataclysm, he's going to pick up the kill for himself as well. The ult comes out from Shadow Q, trying to keep Andy in place, but Mitigate Wound says, I'm fine here, bros. I can keep tanking for days. You can see Barracuda in the Skyland and the snipes actually hitting 3 different targets on that one. Andy finding that kill. Now they're going to get tier 2 tower. Snoopy finds a solo kill onto Pain de Beyond. Over on the left-hand side, middle tower, tier 2 drops down. Watch them all rotate to the left or push on for the Phoenix.
Snoopy with the split push. You can take the Hunter out of the lane, but you can't take the lane out of the Hunter, and he's going to stick and keep split pushing despite being a Thor. He's going to take out the tower, and
That's
he's
what
going to
Snoopy
look.
plays.
And he's going to look for this Phoenix as well. His team picks up mid Phoenix. Now his team will look towards the left-hand Phoenix. Shadow Q and Homofe are here. Shadow Q just disappears. Kill credit goes to Snoopy. They're chasing Homofe. Can they get him before he reaches the fountain? He uses special movery to go ahead and get in. Ultimate's being primed, but can they kill the Titan before this defense?
Well, the defense is pretty good at the moment from the best, and there's a nice damage from Agony. I think they may hold for now. Barracuda's actually trying to kill people who are getting healed by the fountain. That boulder was destruction as Agony kills them. Oh my word, brings the game to an end. Gleep, glop, flippity, floppity, flippity, doopity, chippy, choopy, chop, chop. Move on to the final to face off against who's it going to be? Well, at the moment, it's still Fat Chunks or the Rambozos. That game is still going on, F. Dot. I'm really confused.
Incredible. The boulder.
That boulder.
The boulder. Late game, it was gonna happen. Late game, they were gonna defend this Titan, and then Anderson said, "Wait a second," and then pressed 4. The boulder came out. It deleted half of the enemy team. It deleted the Titan. Great game. That was fun to watch. I love to see these teams. And actually, so what happened was, if I'll give you, since we have some time, I'll give you a little bit of background. As we were making this tournament, as we started to make this tournament happen, we said, hey, what are some cool ideas? And somebody said arena, and then we kicked them out of the meeting. Because we just do Conquest here. And then we had some cool ideas about why don't we get the pros to sort of mix up teams and stuff like that. And it was decided that it was just too soon. There was just not enough, like, forward warning to really get the teams on board. So he said, fine, we'll just do it weekly. I go ahead and I post that information, and immediately Omega responds, hey, look, teams aren't going to want to play. Can we just mix up teams? I was so happy. It's exactly what we wanted to see. It's exactly what we're seeing. Barracuda. So you have Barracuda and Omegatron from COG. Barracuda, Omega, and Anderson from COG. And then Ionic and Snoopy from COG Red coming together, having some fun, really grouping together and just having a good time. And then Five Angry Men sort of doing the same. The Best and Shadow Q finally get to play again together. Shadow Q gets to play with his brother, Mace of the Face. Pandavion gets to play Freya, ADC, and Homofe just kind of sits in the middle and lets people mispronounce his name all the time. But just a lot of fun people coming out and playing, and I'm glad that we got to see this game. This is one of my favorite games that we got to see in a long time, Hitman.
It was really, really enjoyable to watch as well. And one shout out to Mason of Face as well, who ageist every single Kraken.
Oh yeah,
every Kraken,
single one.
And Snoopy got so annoyed by that, he was like, you know what? I'm going to wait till that ages is down. The Kraken goes, I'm going to ult him. He's going to die this time. He's not going to get away. And he does go down. So, Gleep Glop move on. 5 Angry Men go to the 3rd place matchup. We're still not sure who it's going to be, Fat Chunks or Rambozos. Because we've not got a result left out, I'm going to ask you now, who do you reckon it's going to be?
I mean, Fat Chunks versus Rambozos is a tough matchup. This is something that we saw go both ways in the wild cards as well. Fat Chunks are probably the favorite going into that as of a couple of weeks ago. But here's the thing. Rambozos are a team that are thirsty. Forgive the phrasing. Sorry, Wolfie. But Rambozos are a team that's very thirsty to win right now. They're looking for the victory. They can taste it. They're going to land. This is the team that came out of the Challenger Cup. This is the secondary challenge, the secondary league to the SPL. You know, we went ahead and cast it and saw some cool talent coming out of it, but not the premier show that you expect when you see the SPL. They fought through that. They got to wild cards. They fought through that, and now they're going to LAN, and they want to make it to the Worlds. Only 2 teams get to come on top, and they want to be one of them. They understand that they're down, that they're not the favorite, and other teams, like Gleep Glop and the Floopy Doos, they're having a little bit of fun. Rambozos, I don't think, are in that camp. I think Rambozos are coming out to play, so I think they have a shot at beating this Fat Chunks team because we saw them earlier in this tournament, and they looked very good.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you that Rambozos probably will come out like that. Plus, they'll be looking to win more fans ready for the regional as well.
Exactly.
Is a big thing. I mean, showing that they actually can perform. They're not, even though they may be underdogs to the general public, people can actually realize they are a good team and understand what they are doing. So, you know, we'll see how they do, guys. We'll be right back with the finals as soon as these guys finish. We'll be back momentarily. Well, by momentarily, it could be like 5 minutes. It could be, you know what Smite's like. Everyone's pressing F6, and there's 2 guys on your team pressing F7, and you're 25 minutes in, and the Freya's 0-10, the Mercury's 10-0, and you're like, what? Why are we still going, guys? Please. And they're like, we've got late game. Why have we got late game? Well, because we've got, I don't know, someone like Thanatos on my team. Anyway, we'll be right back.